I think you can start. You can start talking.
Right. Okay.
I myself.
So here we go for board one of the under-26 match between Greece and Israel. North opened an artificial club. East overcalled 2-no trumps to show hearts and diamonds. South passed. West bid 3 hearts, naturally enough. And North guessed to bid 3-no trumps rather than 5 clubs, hoping that his partner would produce a heart stopper. I guess if West sacrifices in 4 hearts, North might come to life and bid 5 clubs. As you can see, he has 7 club tricks, 2 diamonds, and a heart, but he'll either need to guess spades or have the opponents lead the suit for him if he's going to make 5 clubs. In fact, West passed out 3-no trumps, and when South puts down his dummy, North will say, "Thank you very much," and mean it. Having a partner who produces a heart stop on this auction is a nice, thoughtful partner. So on the King of Hearts lead, North is asking about carding. East-West play upside down on the lead of the King, which typically asks for upside down count or unblock. You'd imagine that West will give count with the 2. Declara has no reason to play for clubs 4-0 on this auction. So he leads a club to the ace. That gives him 7 club tricks, 2 diamonds, and a heart. He's not going to play out his long suit, which is very generous of him. 10 tricks made, and you could certainly imagine that that might be a good board for Israel, because if East-West bid up to 4 hearts, North might bid 5 clubs, and unless he guesses the spade position or unless the defenders lead the ace, that might easily be a game swing for Israel. We'll come back to that and look at it later. Meanwhile, board 2, North-South vulnerable. Dealer East, who has opened 3 diamonds, exploiting the favorable vulnerability and the fact that he is under 26 means on any given hand is likely to bid 1 more when it comes to preempting than his more senior opponents. An interesting choice for North, who has some extra values and maybe a hand that will play better in no trumps than spades if he doesn't find a 4-card fit. South with a 20 count might, I suppose, bid 3-no trumps now, despite only having 1 diamond stop. He has seen the opponents not raise diamonds, so maybe it's right to bid 3-no. And that's what he's chosen to do. And again, dummy very obligingly produces an extra diamond stop in case you needed it. Declara in 3-no trumps has 9 tricks so long as he can bring the club suit in. I would not be at all surprised to see him win the ace of diamonds and play ace of clubs and a low club towards dummy. That might well be the right technical approach. It would guard against 4-1 clubs long in the West hand. If he plays the ace of clubs and the 8 appears as it will, he should unblock the 9 from dummy to leave a finesse position if the 8 happened to be singleton. So, well done, South. He has made the safety play. We'll tell him afterwards in the post-mortem that he should have unblocked the 9 of clubs from dummy in case the 8 was singleton. But today, that's not relevant. Papyrus, sitting west, is wondering whether his partner has the doubleton king of clubs, and he's decided to play him for that holding. So that's one advantage, I guess, of the safety play. A safety play gives up a trick, and on this occasion, it happens to gain one, because when West ducked the second club, he lost his trick, and you can't blame him for that. It might have been his best chance to beat the contract. Declare is playing to cash his 11 tricks, and he'll lead a heart at trick 12. At trick 11, which would guarantee, I think, he's going to lose the last two tricks after he takes the king of diamonds. If he exits with a heart, he might make 12. Very elegant. This is a position known as a winkle, but West has defeated him by overtaking the heart to play a diamond through. A very thoughtful defense by West, making up for the trick that he dropped to the queen of clubs earlier on. So board 3, dealer is south, east-west vulnerable. High cards reasonably evenly split, no great fit for east-west. I don't see an obvious reason to get beyond a no-trump part score, but south has opened a 10-12 no-trump, and now I assume north will be able either to bid two spades or to transfer into two spades. If he makes a natural two-spade call, east really doesn't have an easy bid, does he? He might pass and hope his partner reopens with a takeout double, which I think he might. East has passed, south will pass, and will West reopen with a double? Remember, he's a junior. Their bidding box only has one pass card in. Will he find a second one, or will he double? He's gone quietly. So how many tricks will Declarer take in two spades? He's only due one club trick, one heart trick, one diamond, and a couple of spades. He can get a couple of spade tricks by winning the first club and playing ace other heart. That will make the queen of hearts into a winner. But the question was asked what the lead style is. The 7 of clubs, third highest from 4 or 6, or top of a doubleton. I think Declare is probably going to go 3 down. No double, no trouble. If he does tackle trumps, he'd probably lead a low one out of his hand. So here it comes, ace of the heart. East sort of knows that his partner has the ace of clubs, but he doesn't know who has the 9. If he continues with the 10 of clubs now, he'd set the 9 up for Declarer. If he shifts to a diamond, he might get 2 diamonds and 3 spades and a club, or 4 spade tricks and a club trick. And that would be, I think, 8 winners for the defenders. The 10 of clubs might hold the damage to 2 down. You can see it might be right for East to shift to the Queen of Diamonds, not the 2. The reason being that if you played the 2 of Diamonds and West had King 9 4th of Diamonds, you might have to guess whether to put the 9 in or play the King. Equally, if East had Queen 10 3rd of Diamonds and was going to shift to the suit, he'd probably play the 10 to try and clarify the position for his partner. This stage declarer isn't really trying to make the contract, he's trying to get out for 1 or 2 down with 3 spade losers, a club, a diamond, and a heart for sure. Well, we have a moment's pause. Anybody who's watching this on Bridge Champ should be aware this is relatively new technology. Be prepared for the occasional glitch. As long as the defenders don't play clubs, they should get 2 clubs, 3 spades, and a diamond still. When West sees his partner rough with the 9 of spades, he can probably be clear in his own mind that probably aren't any trump promotions coming. If partner's smallest spade is his 9, he probably has natural trump tricks left. Maybe the right thing for the defenders to do is cash ace, king, queen of spades and play a 3rd diamond, declare a will rough, but have to lead clubs from his hand. Probably best to lead the queen of spades first to help your partner know the number of spades you're cashing in the discards. Accurately defended. Moving to board 4, both sides vulnerable, dealer West, who has either a weak 2 in spades or a multi, depending on their methods. Indeed, if 2 spades was 8 to 11 and natural, he would pick that as well, no doubt. 2 hearts must be a transfer preempt of some sort. Either that or a very unusual psych. Well, I do not have an explanation for this. Unfortunately, I don't have access to the system card, so I can't tell you, but it looks to me like 2 hearts from the explanation did show hearts, not spades. Defenders have accurately led diamonds. I guess declarer will run the 10 of clubs, hoping to get some club rumps in hand. No. So the defenders have 2 tricks in. North is looking at the ace of spades and a natural heart trick. He knows that West doesn't have a weak 2 in hearts, obviously. On the other hand, South doesn't know precisely what weirdness has taken place. I think North does best to discard let's say, a diamond. Declarer will play a club and lead another club, prepared to let it run if South plays low. He'll rough in if South covers. I think best is if the ace of clubs go, declarer will take the ace of clubs, play jack of clubs, king of clubs, and rough with the 9 of hearts. And if North discards on that trick, it might get him an extra trump trick. Let's see. 9 of hearts, discard a spade. Don't overruff. If you had not overruffed, but just pitched, declarer might have led a heart to the queen, and then you would have scored 2 trump tricks. Of course, declarer may still rough this with the 10 of hearts, not knowing trumps aren't breaking, and lose an extra trump trick anyway. West knows that North had exactly 1 club and 3 spades, and he led the 2 of diamonds, which looks like he has 5 of them. Therefore, I guess he has 4 hearts. So you should pitch a club from dummy, not rough with the 10 of hearts. Well done. That was a thoughtful play by West. Has to accept the claim before we can move on. Five, dealer north, north-south vulnerable. A 14-16 no trump. Were you playing that? Does not look like a 15-17 no trump to me, but I'm very pessimistic about these things. When I see 14 high cards, I tend to assume that means it doesn't qualify as a strong no trump. Half the world seems to believe that that means you should treat it as a maximum strong no trump. Okay, one no trump it is. Again, the king of diamonds, strong king lead, asking east west to unblock or give count. Declaring one no trump, has 4 diamonds and 2 aces to lose, and an apparently unavoidable spade loser, and a lot of hard work. I think he'll do very well to come to more than 5 tricks, and even 5 tricks is a bit of a struggle. If North had opened a club, East would have overcalled a no trump, and then it would have been East struggling in a no trump, which no doubt he would have made. In one no trump, you'd imagine declarer will win the ace of diamonds and lead a spade to the jack and queen. West will shift to a heart, perhaps the 9 of hearts. The 4 or 3 would be rather hard for East to read. Notice how much easier the 9 is to read. Okay, West has got rid of his 9 of hearts to make it clear that he has nothing in the suit. That will achieve its desired purpose. It's just cashing out his diamonds from the top. Now a low heart by East will get his side at least 2 more tricks. Now declarer has the rest. That was inaccurate defense. East did not take account of the fact that all the small hearts had been discarded, so a low heart was going to set his jack up for an extra winner. Just waiting for South to approve. And we're moving on very fast. We played 5 boards in less than half an hour. Board 6, dealer is East, East-West vulnerable, a normal but minimum 1 spade opener for East. 3 diamonds preempted by South, again exploiting the vulnerability. West sensibly passing rather than bidding 3-0. And would you be surprised to see South bid, North bid 3-0 trumps now? I certainly wouldn't. As you can see, 4 hearts for North, South is very easy. 3-0 trumps is off 6 clubs and an ace. So a lot hinging on the opening lead here. And that was a very expensive choice by East, because now Declare is up to 8 tricks. He still probably isn't going to make, because he can run 6 rounds of diamonds, but West will signal violently for clubs. And so long as the defenders don't do something stupid in the heart suit, I think 3-0 is just down. And if 3-0 goes down, then North-South may be unhappy with their result, but look at 4 spades for East-West. I'm not sure you did on the combined 17 count with a 5-3 fit. Yes, the defenders are threatening a ruff, but if Declare wins the first club and plays a spade to the 9, I think he's going to make 4 spades on the East-West cards. So 1 down and 3-0 may not look good, but it may still be better than power on the hand. So East has shown encouragement for clubs. West pitched an encouraging small club as well. East is going to have to find 3 more discards, and he can pitch a club and 2 spades. And that ought to be good enough, I think. Right now, North is trying to create a false impression in his opponent's mind, specifically East, that he has a high club, let's say queen third of clubs here. He might pitch another heart to keep his clubs. Well, he can no longer look like a man with queen third of clubs. So what East must not do is pitch the 9 of clubs now. If he does, he could get M played with a heart or a club to, sorry, he could get M played with a club to lead a spade or a heart after that. Sure, West meant his queen of clubs to say, I have the king as well. It's clear to him. It may not be quite as clear to East, otherwise he would already have pitched a spade. Okay, now a club play will, or even a spade play, will allow 3 no trumps to make. If declarer plays a heart, then the defenders will still be unplayed to lead away from the spade. In fact, I don't think declarer has any losing options left. So that queen of clubs was definitely responsible for East pitching a club, and I'm sure West will be able to explain why he did that rather than play the king of clubs. But I don't understand it, and East clearly didn't understand it. So even if it's the right technical play, it confused his partner, and therefore the wrong play in practice, even if the right play in theory. The normal play in these positions is to pitch the top from your sequence rather than some other card. The partnership may have a specific agreement about other positions, but it certainly led to ambiguity. Well played by North, by the way, to exit with a club there. Gave the defenders more losing options. Right, board 7. Both sides vulnerable, dealer south. That would be some people's idea of an opening bid, but not this West. And some people would bid 1, some 2, and some 3 hearts, says North. I quite like 3 hearts. It's a very offensively based hand, and it does take a lot of space away from the opponents. 2 hearts is fine, but it does let East in with a straightforward 2 spade bid. South might contemplate making a fit raise of 3 diamonds rather than bidding 3 hearts, in case the objective is to help partner judge the 5 level. As it turns out, of course, even 4 spades is down on ace king of diamonds and a ruff. This is a hand where, so long as North can encourage in diamonds at the first trick, there doesn't seem any scope for defensive error. Of course, a heart lead would set up a heart winner for the defenders. Declarer might, on a heart lead, win the ace queen of clubs and play a spade to something in dummy and try to cash the king of clubs. But the lie of the cards is spectacularly unfavorable for East-West. Nothing they do on any lead will see them come close to making 4 spades. In fact, there's a chance that it may go 2 down. If declarer wins the heart and takes the spade finesse, the defenders have a heart to cash. The only way declarer can get out the down 1 is to take the ace queen of clubs and lead a spade to the ace. And that doesn't seem a terribly attractive play. There's no real clue on the bidding as to who has the king of spades. Diamonds are known to be 4-2s, so North appears to have 6 hearts and 2 diamonds. South, 3 hearts and 4 diamonds, so the king of spades is fractionally more likely to be with South. The bidding, the 3 heart bid, consistent with either a guarded king of spades or a singleton spade. No clues there, really. The fact that North roughed in with the 7 of spades may, I suppose, tempt declarer to do the right thing. If he cashes the ace queen of clubs and leads a low spade from hand and the 10 appears, it would only be right to finesse if North had roughed in with the 7 from 7-2 doubleton. Conversely, I suppose, roughing in with the 7 from king 7-2 is equally unlikely. So here, declarer has some contrary indications as to what the position is in spades. Has South contributed? This is a set of 16 boards, so we're reaching the halfway stage, having taken only 45 minutes, a little less so far. Nobody vulnerable, dealer West. It looks like a hand that some people would upgrade out of a strong no trump because of those intermediates, 4-4 in the majors. In fact, 4 hearts for East West is a Final contract one, no trump. North going to lead a spades. I must admit, I would do so. Declarer will probably cash 4 rounds of clubs and 4 rounds of spades before running the 10 of hearts. The defenders can, if they defend correctly, hold Declarer to 9 tricks. I think only a diamond lead would beat so a diamond shift. A spade is certainly worst. That's the only lead that gives Declarer a painless route to 9 tricks, but it is 4th highest of your longest major. Can hardly criticize the choice. The question was what the range of the no trump opening bid was. West opened to 14-16 no trump with a 17 count. Did well because if he had upgraded his hand, they would have played 4 hearts, which is down when the jack of hearts is offside. This one looks like a 14-16 no trump, and South, with the option at this vulnerability of coming in to show hearts, elected not to do so. A very difficult hand for East West. They want to play 3-no, not 4 spades. West is explaining to his audience that he has an ear infection and a high temperature. So we're grateful to him for playing. His invited game facing the 14-16 no trump, which is a reasonable, if slightly pessimistic view, and does give East the chance to get out in 3-no. The defenders obviously have ace king of clubs. Beating 4 spades is not trivial. North has to win the club and shift to a heart rather than play a diamond, and I don't see any reason why you would get that defense right. In fact, even a heart shift might not beat it if Declarer went up with the ace of hearts. The defenders might never get their club trick. In fact, is it possible that 4 spades is cold? I don't have a double dummy analysis available. The declarer is threatening to play a diamond to the 10 and get rid of his club loser. And if the defenders cash their club, declarer has enough discards if he guesses diamonds. And if they shift to hearts, they might not get their trick. I think declarer can't be beaten from here. It's a remarkable hand. So South can't really do anything except play a diamond or a trump back. Declarer can win this, draw trumps, cross to the ace of hearts, cash the 10 of diamonds, pitching the club, and that's 10 tricks. Remarkable. Declarer had a different route to 10 tricks when he plays a club. North has to take his ace, and now both the hearts go away from dummy on the diamond and club winners. Board 10, dealer east, both sides vulnerable. South can open a diamond, perhaps planning to raise either hearts or spades, or he can. So North-South are playing a style where one club is 2 or more cards, one diamond guarantees an unbalanced hand with 4 diamonds, or any hand with 5 or more diamonds, perhaps. Once South has opened an unbalanced hand, he doesn't need a natural 1 trump rebid. So he's opted for 2 spades, which obviously can be 3 spades in an unbalanced hand. And I don't think North is worth a slam try. I think he's just going to bid 4 spades. Best lead against 4 spades is the ace of spades, followed by a low diamond shift. If declarer misguesses and West wins and plays the second spade back, declarer only has 9 tricks, although he might make a 10th. But in reality, leading the ace of spades as east is highly unlikely. And the queen of diamonds lead means declarer is in. Actually, there is still a. If declarer covers the first diamond, which he hasn't, West could win and play a trump, ruff the next diamond, and play a second trump. The declarer is going to ruff a club to dummy, pitch his diamond on the ace of hearts, and cross ruff for a safe route to 11 tricks. Very played, very speedily played by Offex. 11, dealer south, nobody vulnerable. You expect north to open in third seat, probably a club. Some people would open a diamond, but I'm guessing you'll prefer a club with a 5-card suit. And then the challenge is for East-West to get to a major suit game. One trump is 9 to 14. So basically some kind of mild sight with a singleton spade. Not everybody's choice by any means. Two clubs by East to show the majors. West will bid 2 hearts. And East might do something like jump to 3 spades to show longer spades and a good hand and offer a choice of games. I'm not sure whether he's worth 3 spades, but he's bid it. Okay. Never a good idea when somebody agrees with me. Looks natural to finesse at trick 1. Maybe duck a heart at trick 2, win the return, cash the ace of hearts, and then run the spades. To your surprise, you'll have to rough one, not an auction on which you would expect South to have a natural spade trick. Carefully played by West, despite his fever. I imagine North is contemplating whether it's ever necessary to shift to a club as opposed to playing a diamond to take the entry out of dummy. Could 2 rounds of clubs weaken Declare's trump position? I guess it could. Might well be the right thing to do, in theory. Of course, as we can see, West has the ace of clubs, so you can't force dummy immediately. Another play you might be thinking about is the king of clubs. Which might be a good idea if Declare had Queen Jack, 3rd of clubs. The king of clubs would perhaps allow a club continuation from North without jeopardizing the partnership's club trick. And since you're on view graph, it's something for the kibitzers to marvel at if you play it and it works. Board 12, north-south vulnerable, dealer west, who's passed. A normal one diamond opening for north. With this vulnerability, east might well overcall two spades. As you can see, probably want to play 6 no trumps on this hand, which will make if either clubs or diamonds break. Easier said than done. The 2-spade intervention certainly didn't make life any easier for north-south. Some pairs in this position switch round club and heart bids, so that 3 clubs would be a heart suit and 3 hearts a club suit, which means you can bid 3 clubs without needing to force the game when you have hearts. I don't know whether this pair is one of those who do. With those south cards, you could certainly make a case for bidding 6 no trumps sooner or later. It's unlikely you need to play diamonds on the hand. Doesn't look like, unless partner needs to rough out hearts, that diamonds or clubs would play better. And no trumps. South is starting with a negative double. Probably follow up with a Q bid. Not that it's going to get much useful information from it. Four no trumps, Blackwood for clubs. Is it quantitative? Certainly possible that one could play it as quantitative. Now notice that 6 clubs might be the right contract if North had a slightly different hand. There again, 6 clubs might go down if clubs didn't break when you could make 6 no when diamonds or hearts did behave. So this isn't an easy decision for South. South knows that North is at least 5-5 in the minors. If he has a singleton heart and it's not king, then it certainly could be right to play 6 clubs. Today is his lucky day that clubs break and diamonds don't. But you could easily imagine that this could be a 17 and loss if teammates had got to 6 no and one of hearts or diamonds had behaved and clubs had not. Maybe North should have bid 5-no to offer a choice of slams if 4-no trump was quantitative. Board 13, deal on North, both sides vulnerable, and 2 passes to South, who's too strong for a 15-17 or 14-16 no trump. So he's opened a heart, and West has elected to pass, which seems quite reasonable. I think North will do the same. It seems a stretch to bid a no trump with this hand. It doesn't feel like you need to try and keep opponents out of 4 spades. If 2 no trumps is natural for South, he can bid it. No real reason to do any more. Wonder whether North can transfer out into 3 diamonds or even bid 3 diamonds natural and weak here. I'm guessing 3 clubs is a transfer to diamonds, but we'll see. No alert. Okay, so 3 clubs was a transfer. I'm surprised you didn't see an alert show up. Well done by North for getting out of 2 no trumps, which would not have been pretty. In 3 diamonds by South, East will presumably lead the 10 of clubs, which is costly, but there again, any opening lead seems to cost a trick. Maybe only a small trump is relatively neutral. Yep. Unlucky for West. That cobbles his partner's king jack of clubs. The defenders can take 1 club, 1 diamond, 2 spades, and a ruff, but they have to be very careful. After the club lead, assuming it goes queen, king, ace, if declarer plays ace and another trump, West must win, shift to a club, and East must not give his partner a ruff. He must play the queen of spades first, and then later get in and take the club ruff. If the first club goes 10, queen, king, duck, East will shift to a spade, and now declarer might be able to make it at double dummy. But ducking the first club is a very unnatural play. Just might work on this particular lie of the cards. What declarer, I think, can't, what the defenders can't do if declarer plays ace on the diamond is duck. If they duck it, declarer then plays hearts and gets a spade away from dummy. So I think this defense is extremely hard to find. Now that the bad news comes to light in diamonds, the Queen of Spades is a helpful pitch by East. Declarer will play the 10 of hearts from dummy. Can he now get a spade away from dummy on the third heart and just lose 2 diamonds, 1 spade and 1 club? Well, the 7 of clubs comes into play. Let's see. Second heart to the jack, ace of hearts, ruffed by East. I think the defenders can't beat it now. East must ruff him with the 10 of diamonds, and declarer can simply discard a spade on this trick. If he does that, he's home, because West is end played again. You pitch the 4 of spades, East cashes the king of diamonds, but must then play a club or a spade. And look at those club spots. What an irritating hand for the defense. Declarer could probably make still by ruffing with the queen of diamonds, playing a club to the 8, ruffing a heart, and exiting with the diamond. And this probably works too. Diamond to East lets West get off play with a 5 of clubs, but the club spots are, well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure this works. West gets out with a 5 of clubs. Declarer plays low from dummy. East wins the jack of clubs and plays the jack of spades. And I think the clubs are blocked. I think Declarer may struggle to unblock everything. Let's see. Okay. 5 of clubs, 3, jack, 4. Jack of spades, king, ace, spade to the 10. And East is then end played in a very strange and irritating way. He can play a club and let Declarer unscramble his trick, so he can play the king of hearts, in which case Declarer ruffs, crosses to the 8 of clubs and cashes his heart. What an irritating position for East. Clearly, if he doesn't cover the 6 of clubs with the jack, Declarer's home. So he must play the jack of clubs, then the jack of spades, which South must cover. A second spade goes to the 10, and then East is end played in a very aggravating fashion. But you must cover the jack of spades, I believe. No, maybe not. Maybe there's a winkle even if you don't. Jack of spades, duck, duck, duck. 10 of spades, king, ace. Third spade, you ruff and dummy, and East is squeezed. We're going to see this position. Look at how irritated East is about to be in 1 second. And what is East going to throw on this trick? I believe this is either some kind of jettison or stepping stone, maybe a stepping stone squeeze. Isn't that beautiful? Three boards to go. Feels like Israel have got pretty much the better of everything at this table, but of course I haven't seen the results from the other table. Club by East, natural, heart response by West. North with a fairly good hand has elected to bid a natural no trump with no club stop. Not everybody's taste. Would be a brave man who would reopen with the north hand at this point. But at least if double were takeout, it wouldn't be absurd. I think I would sell out here. I'm not that enamored of my hand, and I've shown a strong no trump already. We can be absolutely confident that declarer will take 8 tricks, no more and no less. How about that for a bold prediction? 6 clubs and 2 spades, but 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, and a club to lose. No way to get any more for the defense. Really no way for the declarer to fail to take those tricks. Suppose you might look at some kind of trump reduction play, but I really don't see there's anything practical if clubs are 4-1. You want to be able to guard against stiff jack or queen in south. So rather than trying to reduce your trumps and run into a trump promotion, I think you're supposed to play a club to the king and a spade to hand. Notice that if the defenders had led hearts to the first trick, defenders can organize 2 trump promotions, but they can't also get both their diamond winners. So I think 2 clubs was going to make against any defense. Okay, 8 tricks. Looks like the set may be only 14 boards long because it says that the tournament is finished. Let's see what happens at the end of this deal. Okay, let's try and find another room. Okay, I'm looking at the closed room on board 12, where we saw 6 clubs, a much better spot than 6 diamonds, which is the contract here. And of course, 6 no trumps was making on that deal. So see whether I can join another table and give you some more commentary. Okay, I'm coming in to um, board 13. Remember, we saw this hand played in three diamonds by north-south, making on a very elegant squeeze. Here, West vulnerable did overcall a spade. East produced a 2-no trump raise of spades, presumably four-card raise. South doubled to show extras. West is likely to take his weakest possible action, which is reverting to three spades. And it's not clear that North-South will find another call after that start. If you look at the spade spots, you'll see that against three spades, the defenders can cash four tricks in hearts, clubs, and diamonds, and then play a third round of hearts. And that would promote the nine of spades into the setting trick. But on the queen of diamonds lead, declarer can arrange a diamond ruff to dummy to take the spade finesse. And as a result, I think, assuming that he guesses clubs, he'll finish up making three spades. So looking at the score in the match, I believe Israel is leading 64-20 after 13 deals. They did pick up 16 on the hand that we saw played in six no trumps making. Oh, after the diamond lead, declarer is guessing clubs, and now he might even get his heart mover away on a club and make 10 tricks. And I don't think the defenders can stop him. Declarer is repeating the club finesse to pitch a heart. And when that holds, he'll cash the king of clubs, throw a heart away, and just lose one more trick, finishing up with 10 tricks. Okay, so here we are with the last board, which we saw played in two clubs by the Greeks. Um, the point at issue in two clubs, if you settle there, is the defenders can play heart, 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 cross to the ace of diamonds, and try and promote a second trump trick. But on the third round of hearts, East gets one of their diamonds away. So you can get two roughs and two heart tricks, but only one diamond. In this room, the one diamond response shows hearts. It looks like East will rebid two clubs rather than three clubs, but you can see a case for aggression with this hand. I think there's just too many holes in the club suit. But if two clubs comes back to North, you would expect her to double at this stage. And now East-West might find themselves competing to three clubs, and that should be defeated. Well done by North. I think the East might re-raise themselves to three clubs immediately. And they did. That figures to end the auction. So while we're three clubs ought to go one down, let's look and see what happened in the match, if we can, as to where the imps came from for the under 2016. At the table that we were watching, the very first board, the Israelis played 3-0, gambling they had a hard stop, and they did. And in the other room, they played 6 clubs down. On the second board, the Israelis again did well to get to 3-0 trumps with 11 tricks available. And again, they played slam down in the other room. On the third board, the Israelis used a mini no trump to play 2 spades undoubled down 3, picking up 4 imps when they doubled 1 spade in the other room. And as you can see, it was a long stream of imps to Israel until a couple of game swings to Greece, a game swing and a double game making an over trick. Then the last 2 boards that we just saw, 6 clubs where 6 no trumps might have made, was a great deal better than 6 diamonds. So that was 16 imps to Israel, and this last part score was another 7. So, meanwhile, we're in contract of 3 clubs. The defenders have taken 4 tricks, and they have a trump trick to come, and that will be 50 and 4 imps to Greece, but a very convincing performance by the Israeli juniors. We know that at least one of the Greeks was struggling with ill health, so we're grateful to him for turning out. But a very convincing performance by the Israeli team. We'll get the results from the other tournaments. You can see the under 16s with a big win. Both the under 16 teams, in fact, overall, it looks like big or small wins for all the Israeli teams, although the under-21s were much closer than the under-16s and the under-26. But this board is basically over with 4 ends to Greece. Thank you all for watching.